good.
This fall, the Sandman, Adam Sandler, You're My Best Friend Tour.
I feel like we're very good friends now.
Casey Center, Saturday, October 4th. Get tickets now at HiVTix.com.
Yeah, the Sandman.
Hi, I'm Scott Edwards, owner of Plaza RV. We're a locally owned full-service RV dealer, and we want to earn your business. We will do that by providing top-of-the-line personal service that big box dealers just can't offer. Service that goes well beyond the initial sale. We care about Central Iowans because we are Central Iowans. Give us a chance to sell you a brand new travel trailer or fifth wheel today. We promise you won't regret it. Shop local, shop Plaza RV.
All right.
Murph and Andy, talking sports and more, exclusively on Iowa Everywhere. From the Channel Seed Studios, here are Keith Murphy and Andy Fales.
Welcome to Murph and Andy. It is October. It's October, Andy.
It feels the same as September, which
August.
did not feel like September, which felt like August. Yeah, right. August at times felt like July. Yeah, we I guess we're behind on this calendar. We're behind.
I have confirmed it is October 1. And in honor of October, Andy, name this Arizona State Sun Devils defensive back.
That is Jim Peterson.
No, again, I'm throwing a big hint at you. In honor of October, name this Arizona State defensive back.
That is John James October.
That is Reggie Jackson.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
Mr. October. Yeah,
Mr.
okay.
October.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and once you know, and you're looking at the photo, you're like, by God, that is Reggie Jackson. Also, interesting, he's a defensive back, and I've met Reggie Jackson before. I'm sure you probably did at some point, Andy, or maybe you did. But just because of the way he hit home runs when I was a kid, and I was a small kid, I thought he was this, Aaron Judge size figure. He's not, though. He's like my size, but more muscular and able to hit a baseball 500 feet.
Yeah, I think there were a lot of guys back then that had big-time power that weren't big guys. Mickey Mantle wasn't a big guy. Nolan Ryan, not a big guy. Reggie Jackson, just sort of a regular-sized dude. I think Babe Ruth is a big dude. Hank Aaron, not a big guy.
No. Willie Mays, not a big guy.
Yeah, just super skills.
Defensive back. The Cyclones could use him. Guest House Tavern and Oyster in West Des Moines sets the table for today's sports and more. Coming up, Big Get. Also, Fee Fire and Double Trouble. That is all ahead. Guest House Tavern and Oyster. Nightly specials every Wednesday, of course. Walleye Wednesday. It's fresh walleye. Salt and vinegar fries. $20. $20.
I didn't have any walleye when I was up in the Boundary Waters this year.
Didn't eat any? Didn't catch any?
Didn't catch any. If we'd caught some, I'd have cooked it up, but I didn't catch any walleyes. I only caught smallmouth bass and northern pike.
Well, if you didn't have to work, you could go to Guest House Tavern and enjoy some walleye.
Well, yeah, I'd rather have somebody else cook it up for me anyway. Those guys over there are good cooks.
They are good cooks. High or low since our last show?
Presented by Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax.
A lot of financial stuff going on right now, whether it's a stock market that's hard to keep track of, or you're getting set to reload your health benefits at work, that kind of stuff. A lot of that stuff brings questions, and Tim Hawkins and company at Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax have answers. You can find them on the web. Just Google search them or just log right onto their website, wealthcharterretirement.com. Yeah, well, so, I just have to put away.
Sounds like a low.
Yeah, this is a low. That is my cardinal flag. It was hanging on the front of the house all summer long, the whole season. I had it out there on the flagpole, flying the colors, and I had to fold it up today and take it out. I thought maybe there was a last-second chance that they would just magically appear in the wild card, but they didn't. They weren't there. So I folded it up, and this hat that I got, I made this hat. See, I made
it's
my own
nice.
Cardinals hat, and I got a lot
You
of
did a
use
good
out-
job making those hats.
Yeah,
they
they
always
look
get
good.
compliments.
Well, I got a lot of good use this summer, but you got to put it away. Yeah, you just can't really wear that stuff once your team is eliminated from the playoffs or the season is totally over. I think you got to move on. So it's time to move on.
My high is one of those times where kind of hope you're watching YouTube or a visual platform because the visuals do help. But it's a high just because it made me laugh today. So Chris Hassel sent this to me that my sons, Cade and Colin, on Instagram, back-to-back in his feed, just randomly back-to-back in stories. And Colin is modeling in his story, and Cade is just showing a photo of his cat, Jasper, who he adopted in Jasper County from Newton. So Colin, just, full douche. I'm looking so cool. I've got my glasses on. My sports coat's over my shoulder. Look how handsome I look. And Cade's like, look at my cat. I love my cat. This is a nice cat. Because, Cade lives alone and he wanted a companion. He loves this cat.
Just couldn't be more opposite in their posts.
Yeah. And they, they're really close, but in most ways they're not alike.
Yeah.
But they're just, in some ways they are.
Well, they're both real nice kids, that's for
Well,
sure.
thank you. That's very nice. God, I'm glad Hassel found that. I don't click on those Instagram stories very often. I'm just looking at the feed, but stories are where a lot of people share the stuff they want you to see the most, and I just don't think about it. That top row of stories.
Yeah.
So thank you, Hassel. I wouldn't have known if you hadn't sent me that.
And they disappear at the end of the day. They're only
Is
up
that
there
right? Are they
until you play them, and then they're done. Yeah.
Yeah. So they go in a row. I think people, if I have this right, AD, sounds like you know more than I do. Not as much into Instagram as I probably should be, but somebody can tell if you've looked at their story too, right?
I think so, yeah. And you can react to it, but it doesn't show up right away. But somebody can see that, and it's.
I usually watch them. I just don't make them.
I don't think to make them either, and I forget to watch them. And one feeds right into the other, and that way it's like that crazy TikTok algorithm where you finish one and it's like, oh, now this is in front of me. Makes it hard to sign off. All right, let's get the buzz here on a Wednesday.
The Buzz. Brought to you by Logier Heating and Cooling.
Logier Heating and Cooling, proudly serving the Des Moines metro community for 119 years. They have me all set up here because we have an inspection on the home we're selling here, and they came by to make sure everything's going to pass inspection. So thank you for that. The buzz is that Iowa women's basketball in general, Jan Jensen in particular, had a big morning. Huge get. So Iowa picks up 5-star forward McKenna Velichko. She is the number 6 rated player in the country in the class of 2026. She's from San Jose, California, and she picks Iowa over South Carolina, Ohio State, and USC. She's a 2-time gold medalist. This is the biggest recruit of the Jan Jensen era and biggest recruit since Caitlin Clark, who was rated right about where Velichko is. I think Caitlin Clark was the 4th or 5th rated player in that class. But this is a big deal for Iowa women's basketball. And Andy, I'd say more than anything, it shows that since Caitlin Clark and the change she brought to the interest in women's college basketball, Iowa is now one of a handful of places that every top recruit is checking.
Yeah, and it says a lot about Jan Jensen's ability to appeal to players, and the Iowa program's ability to still appeal to players even without Caitlin Clark. I mean, some of this is still due to Caitlin Clark. There's no doubt about that. I mean, some of Iowa's fame and name are still tied directly to Caitlin Clark, and that's a big deal, and they want that. But Jan Jensen still has to go out there and sell the program as here and now, because it's been a while now since Caitlin Clark has been there. You're not, all these women who are recruited, young women, no, they're not going to play with Caitlin Clark. They're not really playing with any of her former teammates at this point. Is there maybe a couple of them still around? But
Hannah Stuelke.
Stuelke. So, but for the most part, I mean, it's just kind of the tailwinds of that. So, I mean, this is on Jan Jensen, and good for her to be able to still go out there and sell it, because she had a lot to do with Caitlin Clark's success and bringing in the other players around her.
Jensen's known as a top recruiter, and I think that what the Caitlin Clark effect does to Iowa women's basketball in this case, when a recruit visits, you're in a raucous, sold-out atmosphere. Fans are there like they've never been before. Women's basketball, not everybody is still on board that was there for 2 or 3 years ago, but the program and the interest in the program was completely changed in a way that it's Jan Jensen's job to make sure it doesn't go back to the way it was before, when Iowa was behind Iowa State, even in-state here, for interest and how the program was thought of nationally. But the Hawkeyes, if they're not a blue blood, they're right there on the edge of that conversation at this point, which was unthinkable 6-7 years ago. So that's a big deal. WNBA All-Star Nafisa Collier uses her Lynx exit interview to just go scorched earth on WNBA officiating and also leadership, in particular, the commissioner, Kathy Engelbert.
I sat across from Kathy and asked how she planned to address the officiating issues in our league. Her response was, well, only the losers complain about the refs. I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. And in that same conversation, she told me players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them.
Oh, man. All right, so I awaited Kathy Engelbert's retort to this or answer, because these are inflammatory comments and they're damning. And Engelbert and the WNBA just released a statement that didn't refute anything Collier said. She kind of vaguely says it's disheartening to hear that she recalls this conversation, Nafisa Collier does, differently than I do. But short of saying what she's saying is not what I said, or I never said that about Caitlin Clark, or I never said that about you should get down on your knees, Kathy Engelbert might as well have made this her resignation letter, because she can't go on as the commissioner. She will not be the commissioner next year. This is a weak response to what was said. And it was a high-profile spot. And this got a lot of attention, Andy.
And I will say, even without Nafisa Collier's comments, even without the non-response response that Kathy Engelbert gave, she needed to make this her last season in that position, period.
Yes.
Because this league has been an absolute rudderless mess, especially this year, but really for the last several years. She's to me, she has been way too meek and indecisive and careful about, every word, measured with every word that came out of her mouth. And then you hear this, and this, I'm going to guess this is Nafisa Collier's rendition of what's said. I don't think that she is getting her probably verbatim here, but
and it's not a recorded conversation. No. We don't have a record of it. This is one person's version of what was said. And I'm not a big fan of sharing a private conversation publicly, but Collier felt like she needed to do this.
Right. So, but even if it's just, in the same vein as what Nafisa Collier said, she said, I mean, that just takes the pendulum and swings it wildly the other direction, way too far. She got to go. The playoffs are going right on. The playoffs are going right now. I don't think it's a good idea to lose the commissioner in the middle of the playoffs, but if it happens, I think I understand. Mm-hmm. bottom line, she hasn't done a good job at her job, and this league is a mess. Now, I think this is going to be a difficult hire to make, her replacement. I don't think you're going to find a perfect pill that comes in here, like somebody that is accepted by all sides and entities in the WNBA. I just don't. I mean, you're going to somebody is going to be dissatisfied with the hire. But I think if everybody recognizes that going in, that's probably a good thing. But you just need somebody that is going to come in and say, all right, we've got some tough realities to face here. Okay. I understand that we all want more money and think but we deserve more money and all that, but we need to focus right now on earning more money, right? And earning as much money as we possibly can and making the most of the attributes that this league has. And everybody needs to be less focused on who's got what that everybody else doesn't have, and, bickering over favoritism and that kind of shit. And we need to figure out how to just capitalize on this moment where we are still, for the time being, in the conversation in kitchens and living rooms in America, and try to, milk this cow for all it's worth until that runs out. And because it's finite. I mean, you can't say that the wind is going to, be this full in their sails forever.
The league lost money for 28 years and now has some momentum. Even with Caitlin Clark injured and out for most of the season, ratings were still above a level where they were before she came into the league. But Kathy Engelbert has made clear in Christine Brennan's book, and I talked to her at length about this, she just seemed to resent Caitlin Clark at every turn. She didn't like how much attention she was getting. And if she actually said something as ignorant as she needs to be thankful for the WNBA platform for that money she makes, she was making all that money before, almost all of it, before she got to the WNBA. She signed a $28 million Nike deal while she was still at Iowa. She did not need the WNBA to make that money. It is not the reason she made that money. She is the single biggest driver by far in interest in the WNBA. And there was resentment about that. We all saw Kathy Engelbert at times when she could never say Caitlin Clark without also mentioning Angel Reese or somebody else.
Yeah, she seemed too meek, right? For the longest time, you were like, lady, take a stand, step up and say something. And then she does this. You're like, whoa. Not that kind of, my God. Not, she like way overcompensated, overcorrected, it seemed like.
And Nafisa Collier isn't without her own motives here. She's one of the co-owners of, what's the name of the league, AD? The 3-on-3 league.
The unfun?
It's
Unrivaled.
Unrivaled, yeah. Yes. So, she's also negotiating as they're trying to get this new deal in place. So she has some motives there. And Nafisa Collier was injured lately, and now she's really speaking up. She was injured in a couple of games ago, the most recent game. She's injured, and she's speaking up like this. Caitlin Clark's 17% of the flagrant fouls committed in the WNBA, whereas she was getting her ass knocked all over the court, and nobody was speaking up publicly about, let's do something about this. But big picture here, I think this is going to be a tipping point press conference. I think this is going to be the time where you say, hey, somebody found a way to unite Angel Reese fans and Paige Beckers fans and Caitlin Clark fans, one common thing here, and that's just raking the officiating and the leadership of the WNBA. I mean, Angel Reese put out a post yesterday, 10 out of 10, no notes. Caitlin Clark had no comment. But it seems like they're all pretty united in their disdain, and Engelbert won't survive this.
You think it happens before the playoffs are over?
I don't, unless she resigns. But, they're about to go into the championship. It's a championship that I don't think is going to have a lot of interest. It's the Aces and the Mercury. The Fever fought all the way through Game 5 and overtime last night with 1 out of the 5 starters from opening day still on the court. Think about that.
Yeah, I think that said a lot about them, and that was
They fought
probably
hard.
that was as good as you could have done. I mean, without the two, I don't know, most famous members of the team. I feel like Sophie Cunningham is the second most famous member of that team.
She probably is now, and Aaliyah Boston fouled out, and then
Aaliyah Boston had a good playoff series. She was good, and I'm sure Caitlin Clark was really vocal on the sidelines and was really supportive of her teammates. But I mean, the bottom line is, even without those injuries, we all know that this season was not going well. It was a mess. It was a mess all year long.
Yep.
I mean, how many times did you hear somebody say the WNBA can't get out of its own way? I mean, it just happened over and over again. I mean,
Most common comment.
How do you screw up that promotional opportunity? It seemed like it was on a tee. Now, I mean, the problem is that there was so much jealousy going on in the league, and you didn't have anybody that could pull everybody together and be like, all right, we all need to be pulling our oars in the same direction here. Because, regardless of who gets the credit, we have an opportunity here. And a good leader could have harnessed all that, certainly done a better job of harnessing all that. But there were times where it just didn't seem like Kathy Engelbert it knew it was her cue.
No, it seemed at times like she was determined to kill the golden goose. It's like, this is what you all wanted. This is what the WNBA said for a long time that it wanted. Somebody that brought fans to the stands, somebody that brought eyeballs to the screens, somebody that brought people into the gear stores to buy gear. It all happened, but she didn't look the way people expected her to or wanted her to. So a lot of people couldn't get past that, and they resented it, and they were jealous. And that's not just Kathy Engelbert. That was a league-wide problem, but maybe it's starting to soften here, and it can get better in time. We'll see. Let's get a quickie poll from WCI Pools and Spas in Ames and Urbandale.
What's your interest level in the WNBA finals between the Mercury and the Aces? It's high, it's modest, or I have no interest?
I would like to say modest at least, but I don't. It's a terrible timing. College football's going on, the NFL's going on. I know the Aces have Kia Stokes and Megan Gustafson and the best player in the league and Asia Wilson. I don't care. My interest is none.
I think even if it was July, my interest would be none.
My interest, I'll say, is modest, but not in that I'm going to sit down and watch these games. I will, I'll follow what's happening. I follow enough WNBA people on social media that it'll be pumped into my feed either way.
So maybe in 2 weeks, you'll know who won it.
I will know who won it. I will know who won it. And if it's a good series, maybe I will plug in at some point, but I don't plan to watch any of these games.
All right, interact on YouTube. The email is Murph_Andy at iowaeverywhere.com. On X, it's Murph_Andy. It's all powered by the Cellular Advantage, proud partner of U.S. Cellular. And Andy, just a checkup on your new phone. Is it fully functioning at this point? Have your problems been solved?
It is, and I've kind of figured out what has gone wrong. But my thanks to another ace over at the Urbandale location of Cellular Advantage, Marta. She actually walked out to my car and figured out why I couldn't hook into Apple CarPlay. My car has a different.
I use it all the time. Apple
now,
CarPlay is what I use.
But I guess when I first got an iPhone, I was using a different email address when I first downloaded some like Amazon and YouTube and like the apps you use the most, and those are still hooked into that first email address. So basically each time I get a new phone, I would have that problem. So I've basically just had to re-download all of those apps, which isn't a real big deal. But yeah, we fixed it.
They were talking about you. They were. Here comes Andy.
Well, I don't think it's anything that they don't see on a daily basis. My fear is that I'm lumped in with people like my mother.
Oh boy,
who come in there like old ladies in their 80s that come in there and everybody was like, yeah, Andy is.
We gotta get Andy one of those simple phones.
He's an old man. We're gonna get him a flip phone or something. No, I got all figured out. Yeah.
Some more hot topics here. Iowa State hit hard by injuries again. Last year it was linebackers. This year it is cornerbacks. 2 all Big 12 caliber cornerbacks, both out with ACLs. the same week, Jontez Williams injured against Arizona late in the game, which a lot of Cyclone fans are upset that he was still out there. Here's the play, 3 minutes to go. It's a route. Iowa State's in complete control here. He's still out there, and he gets
As soon
injured.
as we saw that play, I feel like everybody's like, oh, man, because you just sort of stayed down and looked really hurt. And
the flip side of this, though, is do you expect all 22 players shuffled out at this point in the game? I mean, do you want all backups in? That usually doesn't happen. Of course, now in retrospect, you would pull everybody out there. There are some depth issues with Iowa State, but you hate for a guy to get injured anytime. But Jeremiah Cooper got hurt in practice before this game.
Football, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Matt Campbell said. It's right. It doesn't need to be said any other way than that. I mean, it's football. Every single play, there is a chance that somebody gets injured seriously, and it's just the way it goes. No matter what kind of shape they're in, something a little awkward about the way their foot is planted when they go down, or the way they land, or where they plant their hand as they fall. That kind of stuff happens, and I don't know that there's really I mean, aside from just pulling everybody, and you want those guys to continue to get practice, right? I mean, they want to play. They're your players. What are you going to do? I mean, really, at that point, everything looked fine. If nothing happened, nobody would have had any doubts. Nobody would have said anything about needing to pull the starters.
I would have pulled Rocco Beck sooner, but it feels like they wanted to keep that passing touchdown streak going, because it is really impressive. What was it, 22 games in a row? And it came close a couple of times inside the 1 yard line, and he scored 3 touchdowns. And that's how he ended up forcing a pick down in the red zone. But he didn't get injured, and Matt Campbell did address that afterwards. He said, we've seen big comebacks in college football. We have to keep playing until the end. It's unfortunate. Iowa State can survive this. Did last year, still won 11 games without starting linebackers. But these are your 2 best cornerbacks, and they're both so good, and they've been impactful players. It's a bummer, but injuries happen. It just seems like Iowa State's been hit hard on defense more than its share last 2 years.
No doubt.
So we'll see how that goes. So it's on to Cincinnati, and Matt Campbell says, for at least the 3rd time this season, this is the best team Iowa State will face all year, and the best quarterback that Iowa State has seen all season.
As I look at this Cincinnati team compared to maybe what we played, it's the most complete team that we're going to play this year, and led by I would tell you an elite quarterback. Their quarterback is as good as I think we have faced, and he's really talented. His ability to use his feet and run in some critical moments, and his ability to command the offense is uber impressive.
Yeah,
we've heard this at least 3 times. Most complete team, best quarterback we'll see all season. I think this might have even been said about Arkansas State.
Yep.
Which is less humorous now that you watch the game.
Are there any men in America more over-complimentary than college football coaches? I mean, they
Campbell
compliment
might be the
the
leader.
shit out of each other, man. They are so complimentary. I mean, I would assume they're sending like flowers and greeting cards and all that kind of stuff. And they are so complimentary of each other.
I think he's in such a bubble. I do think in this particular week, he believes this. Mm-hmm. Like he gets in that mindset of, oh, man, this is the most complete team we're going to see all season. This is the best quarterback. This might be the best quarterback we've ever played. He's good.
They're watching tape. They're watching tape of, successful plays that that Cincinnati and this quarterback have put together. I wouldn't assume that they're watching ho-hum plays, right? I mean, you're not watching so you're watching these successful plays. Probably does make it look like he's, capable of some really good things. But yeah, I mean, and they're trying to avoid any sort of bulletin board material. They're always worried about that. I don't want any of their players underestimating this game. All the typical stuff, but it is comical to sit back there and be like, okay, this is the third time you've said this season.
And we're in game 6.
We're in game 6. You still have Jaden Daniels coming up and, all these other things.
And Cincinnati is pretty good. Over to Iowa, Mark Gronowski, the starting quarterback, leader of the Hawkeye offense. We got an injury update, not much of one, from Tim Lester.
Don't know Mark's status yet. It's cloudy. We don't need to know, though, because it's a bye week. So next week, same bad time, same bad channel. You'll have the head ball coach standing up here. He can tell you more about it as we find out more.
The Iowa Athletics Department, their feed now, that the camera they're using with that macro focus feature makes these press conferences look AI. I mean, he is so sharply focused, and then the background with just a little bit of that macro blur to it. I mean, doesn't it look like it looks like AI? I'm waiting for him to, grow horns or something. All of a sudden, something crazy happens, but it's just like, man. Damn, that thing is a nice setup.
Yeah, there's some young fans out there saying bad time, saying bad champ. No, bat. It's the old Batman reference. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yeah, that was the TV show.
Yeah, that was the campy one, long time ago. I don't expect Gronowski against Wisconsin. I don't have any inside information. I just feel like if he could recover in 2 weeks, he would have gone back in that game, in a winnable game against Indiana, and they needed him. We've heard all this praise for Hank Brown, and he was okay, but the moment was too big for him right there. I mean, he missed some throws. He missed a throw that would have sealed the game for Iowa probably. So you want Gronowski back, and I think there's enough damage there. I feel like we're looking at a few weeks here, but we'll find out.
Are you saying that if he's too sick for school, he's too sick to go out and play after school with his friends?
Yes.
If you can't play in that game against Indiana, you can't play against Wisconsin. It does seem like maybe there's a little element to that.
You don't go to school, you're not going to the game tonight. Mm-hmm. That's just the way it is. Speaking of injuries, Tyreek Hill injured the other night against the Jets. And I immediately told Andy, because I know he likes to watch these injuries. Mm-hmm. They don't turn his stomach the way they do some of us. And that was a bad one. A leg is not supposed to bend that way. But he's out of surgery, and he won't be playing football this year.
No. And unfortunately, Tyreek Hill is not known for using his downtime in a responsible way. I saw, what was it? That was an X post you sent me, Murph, that just like the entire nursing staff at the hospital that treated Tyreek Hill is pregnant.
And that was from Antonio Brown.
Oh, was
He's
it?
the one who posted that.
Yeah. I mean, Tyreek Hill doesn't need more free time, okay?
No.
This guy, he's got 10 kids right now. I think he's got 10.
I was watching Overthinking
5 different women.
With Mackenzie and Scott Sipker, and Mackenzie talking about this injury, and she said, hey, you know what Tyreek Hill could really use? And my mind filled in condom.
Yeah.
And the answer was bone glue.
What?
She was talking about something called bone glue that helps put bones back together. Yeah.
Just totally missed the chance at a joke. Come on,
well,
Mackenzie.
I don't know if she's aware of his competition with Antonio Cromartie. Is that who?
Antonio Cromartie. I mean, there are a number of other ones. Who's the other guy that we were just talking about the other day? Sean Alexander. That's with one woman.
Yeah, that's with
14
his wife.
kids. Yeah,
I mean, they're going calendar method, but
that woman is a calendar method. Yeah, one a year. Yeah, well, Tyreek Hill. That injury was a good one. That was a good one. I'm kind of into those things, but I will say the jet black uniforms that the Dolphins were wearing.
Yes, and he had a sock that was black too.
Yeah, it kind of obscured your view of the severity of the injury. You could
Were
tell
you disappointed?
a little bit. Yeah. I mean, if there's going to be a bad injury, I don't want the guy to die, of course, but I mean, if there's going to be a bad injury, I mean, there's going to be some gore. I mean, look at he's fine.
Yeah, he's smiling.
Yeah, he's smiling. Well, I want to see it, man. I want to see it in all its glory. Like the Joe Theismann injury is an all-time classic.
Oof.
The Louisville basketball.
That might be the worst.
I think that's the worst. And
that was rough.
Basketball, the cameras are closer, and his leg just kind of flopped. Just kind of dangled.
Bone breaks are different than like bending the wrong way or like ligament tears, which give you like, but when you see a bone snap, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
And if it comes through the
Alex
skin.
Smith. Yeah. That's
compound
another
fracture.
Yeah. Cheesehead says that. Yeah.
Alex Smith was bad. But when they pick their leg up and the foot is just doing the flop.
There was an MMA fight where a guy like went to kick the dude or something, and he kicked him with his shin right in the other guy's leg, and his like half of his leg stopped and the rest of it just continued forward, just flopped. Maurice Claret, I don't remember that one. That's what Todd says. That
was a rough one.
Oh, man. I mean, some of those are just glorious.
Yeah.
Like, you got to go to dig out a Steven Seagal movie to one up these guys. I mean, some of these injuries.
You can take
incredible.
that to the bank, the blood bank.
He just had that like patented move where he would take the guy's arm and get in the arm bar and snap it backwards. Because Tyreek Hill's his knee was dislocated, right? I mean, his bone was.
Yeah, it all ligaments and tendons were damaged, but they did the surgery in one deal. By the way, AD, can we go back to the Tyreek Hill photo for just a moment? Because it does strike me again. Tyreek Hill is the nervous emoji. Isn't he? I mean, that's the emoji.
Oh my God. Yeah. I think you got it right there. Yeah. Tyreek's going to be on his back for a while. Unfortunately, he's just as dangerous in that position.
Major League Baseball playoffs, Cubs first postseason win in 8 years. Play again today. Shortly after 2, we've had several people ask us to be done by then. We probably won't make that. Red Sox beat the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Tigers edged the Guardians. The Dodgers stumped the Reds, who many of us went, wait, the Reds are in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Reds are in the playoffs. 2 Shohei Ohtani home runs. One of them went about 900 feet. All games are at the higher seed. So it's best of 3. But like all these games against the Padres are at Wrigley, and the Yankees games are at Yankee Stadium. It's to give the higher seed a home field advantage. Some people have a problem with that. Seems fair to me, although it does change formats as we move along.
Tigers and Guardians in a 2-1 game. Their first game, there were 54 outs in the game.
Okay,
as they have in a full 9-inning game.
Right.
28 of the outs were strikeouts. Jeez.
It's a lot of non-action, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I mean, is it in the playoffs, you like a good pitcher's duel, but it's kind of not a pitcher's duel, right?
No, it just feels like more a product of the time we're in, where these changing pitchers that can throw this fast just overwhelm the hitters who are trying to hit home runs.
Yeah, right. And just guys just going up there and swinging for the fence and just missing. I mean, these weren't guys, who weren't trying to slap singles the opposite way.
The Ryder Cup ratings on USA soil, lowest since 2000. I wouldn't read anything into that more than, if you don't want lower ratings, don't hold the Ryder Cup during a college football and NFL weekend. It stomps everything.
It seems like that's always the case, though. I mean, it's always a fall Saturday and in September where there's lots of other games going on. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've had a bunch of those weekends where I was, on a retreat with college friends, and half of them were inside watching the Ryder Cup, and the rest of us watched college football.
It's a good weekend this weekend. That was a hell of a Saturday, though.
Great Saturday. Yeah, it was loaded.
Confluence, the official beer of Murph and Andy. Confluence has Oktoberfest coming up Saturday, 11 to 11 over at Confluence. And the weather is going to be unseasonably perfect for a patio and a deck and the outside bar there at Confluence. So
warm and totally dry. Yeah.
AD, I got to go off the rundown here a little bit because I'm distracted right now as I look down at my screen options. Is Mr. Movie driving a car and is he going to join us while driving?
He is parked. He is parked. He is in a car, but he is parked.
He's in a car. All right. We should go to him now then. Is that good with you, Andy? We'll come back to more.
Yeah. Sure.
Let's go to Mr. Movie.
I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, I can't wait here. Ladies and gentlemen, parked in a car, it's time for Mr. Movie.
It's time to go to the movies with Mr. Movie, Mike Woody, presented by P&P Small Engines.
P&P Small Engines and all of us anxiously await, will this work? Mike, are you there?
AD, okay. You guys are bopping in and out.
Okay. This is
Well,
tough connection.
It looks a little like a Bruce Lee movie, whereas his mouth is not matching the sound, but we can see him and hear him, so I guess we shouldn't get greedy.
Yeah, it's only so much at once. I think he's been in a writer's workshop.
I have been in Okoboji for a writer's workshop since Sunday. And I just drove back. I was about 15 minutes shy of Des Moines, so sorry. I'm sitting a lot at a client place, so we'll give them a little plug. A little Wilson plug. They need some more internet.
He's in Ames. Okay, all right. Well, this is our chance to sit him on a riding lawnmower, a Cub Cadet.
Have him drive in. All right, let's go through some of the. Let's start with our movie here. Out of the box movies. Iowa State playing in Ohio at Cincinnati this weekend. So these are movies set in the state of Ohio, and I get the low hanging fruit here. It's Major League. Major League.
You put snot on the ball?
I haven't got an arm like yours. I got to put anything on it I can find.
There's 100 quotable lines in this movie. 75% of them from Bob Uecker, but this is endlessly rewatchable too. I can join this movie at any point and find something that entertains me. And it is just a classic story of underdogs who aren't wanted any longer. They're put together because they're set up to fail, and then they start winning, and the roles are well cast. And I love Major League.
Yeah, endlessly quotable, and some of the best timed cuss words ever in a movie. I mean, the timing with which those cuss words are delivered is so perfect. It just gives it just that perfect extra something. Who are these effing guys? I mean, love the cuss words in this movie.
Yeah. Right.
Or even if it's just up your butt, Joe Boo.
Yeah. Right. Let me take him outside and beat the shit out of him.
Beat the shit out of him.
He's in that restaurant. He's got the sleeves cut off his leather coat. God, I feel like a banker.
Shit out of him.
Yeah. It's a good movie. All right, we won't call on Mr. Movie any more than we have to right now because we got a little bit of a connection problem, but we're going to hang with it. And Andy, out of Ohio, what do you have?
Well, I'm going to go back to the 80s again, and this is a movie that much of our audience has not seen. I have used this before in this segment, but Heathers is a really funny, dark comedy.
It is.
It's a young Winona Ryder, a young Christian Slater. That's Shannon Doherty there on the left. Other than that, I don't know that there's any real known commodities in the cast, but it's such a funny movie. The popular girls at school are driving everybody nuts. So, in the spirit of the darkest of comedies, they all start getting taken out.
It's like a dark Clueless. I mean, it's It's good.
But
Christian Slater's good.
Really funny, also quotable, although you got to find other people that have seen the movie Heathers.
Yeah, and it's from that era where so many girls were named Heather. In high school, there were Heathers everywhere.
All three of those girls with Winona Ryder, who plays Veronica, all three of the others are named Heather.
Three
1, 2,
Heathers and a Veronica. All right, Mr. Movie, that was a good choice by Andy. What do you had out of Ohio?
Andrew, remind me which movie I picked. I had so many. Oh, you know what it was? There you go. Tommy Boy.
Tommy what?
How do you not choose Tommy Boy? It's such a classic film. Much like Major League, there's just quotable lines everywhere. And anytime this movie is on television, I can't not stop. It's just.
I agree. I love this movie. Andy has tried a couple of times. It's just not his.
I try like every 5 years.
I can't believe Mike likes this movie.
I'm kind of surprised by that too. Because I love Tommy Boy.
I love this movie.
Wow, I'm proud of you for this. I'm surprised though, given that I have a hard time predicting what in these stupid comedies, and this is a stupid comedy in a fun way, but like some you don't like and some you like. You like this one. What do you like about Tommy Boy?
It's just Chris Farley was never better than in this movie. I mean, he was great. He was great on Saturday Night Live. He made a lot of other movies. This was the movie he was put on earth to make. I mean, the son, the guy that owns this place, and he's just out of control the entire film, but he still has that charm and you still root for him because he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, David Spade is really good in this, and Rob Lowe is really good in it. Brian Dennehy, great cameo from Bo Derek.
Yeah.
And there is one of the things Tommy Boy was ahead of its time is kind of college football these days, and college basketball too. Tommy was in his 7th year of college, which brought the line, they're called doctors.
A lot of people go to college
A lot of people go to college for 7 years. Yeah, they're called doctors. Now they're called quarterbacks. Now they're called starting forwards. It's all changed. Right. AD, what do you have for Ohio?
Yeah, I went with another dummy, albeit a lesser-known one. This is a movie called Accepted. Justin Long, a young and still heavy Jonah Hill, and Lewis Black is fantastic in this movie. Essentially, a group of kids who don't get into college invent a college, and it kind of goes from there. It's not a great film, but it's a really fun, like mid-2000s comedy. A little raunchy, nothing like American Pie or anything, but it gets there.
South Harmon Institute of Technology.
Yeah, the shithead.
Shit.
I don't see. That's promising. I don't know that I've seen this. If I haven't,
I bet a lot of people have.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I would. I mean, again, it's not Tommy Boy, and it's not Major League, but it's a fun watch.
I've seen the thumbnail a bunch of times on Netflix or Prime.
It's one of those movies that played on cable over and over. It's one of those like rewatchables where I'd start it halfway through and just get sucked into watching the end.
This feels like something I would probably like more than I should, like PCU.
Yeah,
I like PCU. All right, good choice there. I'm gonna have to check that out. I don't remember watching that. So One Battle After Another is the Leonardo DiCaprio movie that has a lot of Oscar buzz and rave reviews. I know a bunch of people from Iowa everywhere went to see this last week. They went as a big group, and they all seemed to love it. Mr. Movie, what did you think?
This is one of my favorite directors. I mean, Paul Thomas Anderson has given us some really, really good movies. And this one is probably ranks right up there. I mean, DiCaprio plays like a 60s radical who's in hiding from various entities, and they're catching up to him. And it's as the title says, one battle after another. And it's really well done. It's really well cast. Regina Hall is in it as his partner in crime, and it's a long movie because it's a Paul Thomas Anderson movie, but it was good, really good.
So is it modern times? And he's a '60s radical,
Yes.
and okay, but it's
And they've
in the
been,
here and now.
and Sean Penn plays the bad guy. And
Okay.
Sean Penn looks like he's 90 years old, and he's got gravelly voice, and he's a really good bad guy.
It's
But,
modern times, and Leonardo DiCaprio is a '60s radical. So he's in his
Yeah, well, he's a
90s.
He's a '60s radical. He's a '60s radical that's been in hiding because they're after him. He was blowing up stuff, and they've never found him.
It's today, it's in 2025.
I
looks
don't
pretty
know
modern.
if it's quite. I don't know if it's quite 2025, but it's pretty close.
Okay,
But
so
Sean,
he
Sean Penn is crazy.
Jeez, look, he looks a little.
You just saw him in the Charlie Sheen stuff though.
Yeah.
Sean Penn has not done any facial reconstruction
No,
to himself.
no.
He has aged naturally.
And he smoked the entire
He's
interview.
never stopped smoking. Yeah, he looks. Yeah, I mean he's
You
just
can
living
tell.
proof. Yeah, of aging. Mm-hmm.
All right, so what's the grade here for one battle after another? I saw a lot of
I'm gonna
A's.
say it's an A-.
Okay.
Well, I like Paul Thomas Anderson. I want to see this movie.
Yeah, I need to see this too. I will see this.
I think I think it's still in the IMAX too. So if you're going to see it, that's the place to do it.
Yeah, there's a car chase that's supposed to be spectacular, so I'd like to see that in the IMAX. You see any other new movies this week?
There's not any other new movies out there. So
That's
I
it.
figured, let's take a look at what's in the theater that you should have seen, or maybe that way. Him is the football movie I reviewed last week. No. Freakier
gave it an
Friday.
F.
No. I gave
No.
it an F. Movies you absolutely need to see that are still in town is A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, which we just talked about. The Senior, with Michael Chiklis as the guy that goes back to play college football at 57. And if you haven't seen Weapons, this movie's been in the top 10 for half a year almost.
I
And
haven't
it
seen
is-
that yet, and I've heard good things. I don't even know
It's
what
a
it's about.
It's a scary movie, but it's really done well. So I haven't seen Downton Abbey, probably never will. Something called Demon Slayer. That's in the top 5 every week now. And I think it's one of those Japanese things. But
If you're just joining us, Mr. Movie is on his way back from an Okoboji writer's retreat. However, don't be alarmed. He's not driving. We would not recommend he try that.
No,
This is
no,
as
no,
much
no.
as he can handle at once. Mr. Movie, what's coming to theaters this weekend that we need to know?
Not much, really. There's a movie called Good Boy about a dog and some evil supernatural forces.
Okay.
An enemy.
Oh, that's Daniel Day-Lewis's return.
Is it?
Yes,
Oh.
that's Daniel
It
Day-Lewis.
didn't look good.
Okay. Well,
Did you
All right,
guys
the one I'm
review-
looking forward to. Do we what?
We're losing Mr. Movie.
Yeah.
Andy,
I did have a question. Did you guys review the Spinal Tap sequel while I was on that Wednesday? I was in the Boundary Waters.
We did, or Mr. Movie
Yes,
did. I haven't
and it
seen
was.
it yet.
It's really good. It's
Okay.
really funny.
Okay,
Surprisingly so.
I've
The one
heard
that's-
some funny things. I haven't seen it yet.
The one this weekend has Dwayne Johnson in a dramatic role. It's called The Smashing Machine. He plays a wrestler. That seems strange. Emily Blunt is in it as well, and it is getting a lot of buzz. He may get an Oscar nomination for this.
He looks like roided up intentionally so for this role. I don't know if because he's got that, the wig on and he just looks like he's about to burst in some of these rage scenes as we're seeing. And this is not far removed from what the Hulk looks like when he turns green, except here he's not green. I mean, look at that.
But
it doesn't even look like an actual
he's
person.
he's almost unrecognizable.
Yeah.
You sit there and you watch the trailer, and it's like, is that him?
I mean, his face looks
So-
like Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah, and the hair doesn't quite look like it fits his head or something, like when Brian Urlacher got the Got the
Got the
implants.
wrong implant.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Movie. We appreciate your effort
right, guys.
to get on the road and join us. That is Mike Woody,
I
Mr. Movie.
almost made it.
Yeah, you did your
almost made it.
best.
Yeah, you almost
He's
told
brought
him,
to you by P&P Small Engines, and we should have put him on a mower or something. That would have been funny. All right, now we go back in time or ahead in time. I'm not sure which it is, but let's get some more.
But wait, there's more. From Either Or Eatery and Patio.
Great patio weather continues over at Either Or, 6222 Grand Avenue, best patio in all of Iowa. Fantastic food, the menu, fresh made stuff and handmade cocktails changing all the time. Check it out. Now that Maverick has begun removing Kum Go signs from across the region, many people are interested in buying these signs.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
I'm not either. I think I'd kind of like to have like a small one. I mean, these are going to be collector's items. But here's what Maverick has been asked about this repeatedly, apparently. So here's what they say about that. Quote, the ampersand signs, the K&G ampersand signs, which I don't think of those as nearly as common as as this one. Those will remain in place at rebranded locations as long as they're structurally sound and safe. That's according to Michelle Monson, who is a PR slap for Maverick.
Is that her official title?
Yeah, something like that. Our priority is ensuring signage remains safe and functional, and at this time there are no plans to make signage or individual elements available for purchase. Unquote.
Okay.
Well, boo. God, Maverick. Come on, man.
when we were
bad enough
driving,
you're changing the name.
Oh, when we were coming back from Lincoln, we got out of there, and you see those Mavericks where you're used to seeing Kum and Goes. It is, I don't know, there is something unsettling about not having the Kum and Goes dotting the interstate as you're driving along. And I can't look at Maverick without feeling like it's misspelled. It's like, where's the C?
Because it is. It's just, I guess you're spelling it right in the way it pretends to the
Not that
company.
Kum and Go is correct.
Yeah, not the Kum and Go is spelled right.
Yeah, spelling is a priority for me
Yeah,
when I
not
pull
a
over to get some
priority.
beef
Quick
jerky and
star.
chips.
American workers are fed up with their corporate employers, and here's more proof of that. Employee burnout has reached the highest rate in nearly a decade, according to Glassdoor data. A mention of burnout in employee reviews is connected with 26% lower ratings for employers on average. In the My Perfect Resume survey of 1,000 workers, 78% say they have been assigned new job duties without receiving a raise or promotion. More than half said they've been promised promotions or opportunities that never came to be. And more than a third said they've never been adequately compensated for an increased workload.
8 out of 9 said, I asked Chris Williams for a job.
Yeah, there you go. From the bowels of Instagram, you know what's coming. He was like, I know the turnaround, don't drown, but that's for cars. That doesn't apply to motorcycles.
I'm a badass. I'm going straight through this. And that's going to be a complicated rescue there, too.
Well,
I mean, you're not
that
throwing a rope
motorcycle's
to-
gone. Yeah, that's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You get him.
You mess with the bull.
Get the horns.
Get the horns. A Connecticut woman became the biggest winner in Wheel of Fortune history Tuesday night.
Wow.
Yeah, last night. After taking home more than $1 million in prizes, this is Christina Derevjanik of Stamford, Connecticut. She collected $35,155 in cash and prizes, including trips to Montana and Tokyo, which is in Japan, before advancing to the bonus round. She chose the category Living Things and correctly solved the puzzle, Pack of Coyotes. Host Ryan Seacrest then revealed the $1 million envelope, sparking confetti and cheers as Derevjanik celebrated her historic win. Man, that's a killing. Wheel of Fortune, man.
That's
$1 million bucks.
Boy, that's a
Couple of trips.
That's a couple of years taken care of by Wheel of Fortune.
Damn.
Travel,
plus
expenses.
For years, the Irish police considered Pravo Jasti as one of the most prolific offenders in the country with more than 50 traffic-related offenses.
Did you say 50?
Yeah, more than 50. Crazy. The case was later dropped, though, when it was established that Pravo Jasti meant driver's license in Polish. Just everybody looking at the upper right-hand corner. And
it's Pravo Jasti again.
Yeah, well. All right, finally, from the bowels of Instagram, you know what's coming. Come on, that is not real. That didn't happen. That's AI.
Yes.
I'm getting too smart for this. Damn it.
Yeah,
because me on this stuff. I don't buy that.
Previously, that looked so real.
Yeah,
all right,
that's your more, everybody.
Grimaldi's fan photos. Murph_Andy at IowaEverywhere.com. AD, who's our noted photo this week?
Yeah, we got Jeremy McGill. He took his son down to the Knoxville late model races over the weekend and saw the Iowa Everywhere car and snapped a picture.
I see it. Yeah.
Did we check off on this? Let Williams do this?
No,
yeah,
Williams.
This is a Chris Williams thing.
That's
here,
where he
dirt
points
track.
out his higher percentage in the company and like being the majority owner. And I will put Iowa Everywhere wherever I feel like putting it.
Now, as for this picture, there's no chance that we don't put this thing up. You know that we are going to play this.
Yes.
Right. You show us something like this. That's
a good move. Yeah, not since the State Fair buses were going around.
Right. Yeah.
Was there a bigger lock?
Found the cheat code.
Friday, we'll give out a $50 gift card to Grimaldi's Pizza, which is in the district at Prairie Trail, and also a location west Des Moines. All right, so now we move ahead and go to Throwdowns.
Throwdowns. It's Throwdowns. Backed by Heartland Tire and Auto.
Heartland Tire and Auto, treating you like family in Ankeny, Waukee, Knoxville, Boone, and Creston. Andy, will go with you here. Oh, 1 second. All right. This is Iowa's remaining football schedule. 7 games left. They are 3-2. At halftime on Saturday against Indiana, Chris Hassel bet that Iowa would win more than 6.5 games this season. So they need 4 more wins. Do you see 4 wins on this schedule? Will Hassel win this bet?
Oh, boy. I feel like I see 4 is a really good number. I'm gonna say I don't. I hate to say that, but like the home games against Minnesota and Michigan State, you feel good about any of the rest of those? I mean,
Wisconsin's awful, so I feel
they
good
are.
about that.
They are, but it's a road game, and
Hank, I could quarterback Iowa to win at Wisconsin.
Yeah, but you're not. You're just
Brown
saying that because you
put
hate
himself
Wisconsin.
in the Heisman conversation.
Okay, well,
no,
you got your answer.
I think it's probably going to come down to that Nebraska game. How about you, Murph?
I'm going to say yes. I agree with Chris. I think there'll be 4. I don't know which 4. There will be like 1 win here that's not expected, maybe 2. There'll probably be a loss that's not expected.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have high confidence at Wisconsin. I do know Wisconsin's bad, but if Gronowski doesn't play, Hank Brown, that's another big spot. It's a night game. That's going to be an absolutely drunk, charged atmosphere, and he did look rattled at times. I mean,
It won't show up.
I expect Iowa to win at Wisconsin, but I think there's just too much unknown. This whole offense was set up for Mark Gronowski, and we don't know how long he's out. But I'm going to say they get to 7 wins. I agree.
Murph, we still haven't perfected football overtime. In college, they play until they get a winner, but it's a gimmicky system that doesn't really feel like real football. In the NFL, they play real football, but games can end in a tie. Which overtime is better?
Well, The NFL's is better right up until it allows a tie. And then it's not better. And that in the most significant way, which is you go to a game expecting a winner. This is not soccer. So I'll go with college. It is more gimmicky. It is closer to the hockey shootout or even the soccer shootout. But they get a winner. They have a winner. They need to tweak something in the NFL. They need to force them to go for two, or something needs to be changed.
Yeah, I agree with that. And all you need is one trip to Tyville to make you a believer that something needs to change. I understand why the NFL does this. The college system is better. I just can't see the NFL accepting that. I just can't. I mean, that could go on forever. I mean, the NFL, especially with these games, I mean, think about where this Sunday night game is. It's so stinking late at night. I mean, you're cutting into the next week's preparation for those players. And you just can't risk that. And you need a blanket rule that applies to all games. You can't be like, all right, well, if it's the Sunday night game or the Monday game.
If it's Packers-Cowboys, then
you
it's
can't
40-40.
Yeah, it's just too uneven.
All right, Andy, the 7-day forecast looks more like August than October. Are you still enjoying the heat? Are you ready for some sweater weather?
I'm ready for some sweater weather. I'm done with this. I mean, I'm looking forward to 70s next week. That I don't want to jump right into the 50s. But upper 80s is a little too much at this point. I'm ready for this to stop.
I know our good friend Ed Wilson is a little bored with this forecast, but
bored.
I'm still okay with it because I know it's going to turn, and I think this will make the winter seem a little bit shorter that we're getting this much warm weather. I mean, we're going to go through these Football Friday prime times with 6 of them, 5 will be in polos. Just one has been in a quarter zip.
Like was that the second game of the year we did?
That was
early
in
the
Polk.
season. Yeah, that was the only chilly one.
Yeah, that was.
I'm not complaining.
Week.
I'm not complaining, but if it's this or 50s, I'll take this. But if it's this or 70s, like it's supposed to be right now, I'd rather have 70s.
Give me the heat.
That's throwdowns.
All right, thank you, AD. And speaking of AD, it is now time for the Andrew Downs audio drop of the day. We call it the AD Squared.
Yeah, it's powered by Game Day Men's Health, Ankeny, West Des Moines, North Liberty, wherever you are. There's a Game Day Men's Health near you. Free consultation. They will help you out with whatever you need. I'm excited. I got my physical on next Monday, and they're gonna be like, "Oh man, what have you been doing this last year?"
I had mine last week. Oh, you're like your regular medical physical.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
I had my blood work done at game day last week, and it's all looking good. I need to drink more water, which is always the case. Right?
See, I had that too, but it's a good reminder for me too. To
it is absolutely. I brought a bigger cup to work.
I'm going Tyreek Hill emoji on that one.
Hey, when Miles Purchase and Tommy Hammond left Iowa State, it seemed like the end of one of the great NIL campaigns we've ever seen, but the Iowa pork producers said not so fast.
Cross midfield goes Tyler Moore, brought down, and that was Caleb Bacon.
That's well done. Tyler Moore out of Johnston. Johnston, part of our Football Friday primetime game this week against Ankeny. The underrated star of these, at least in making it all originally work, Hammond. I mean, to get Hammond.
Yeah. It was 2 words.
I mean, Bacon, you get that. Moore, you get that. But like Hammond.
Purchase.
So they could, Purchase, that's also kind of out of the box, but Hammond opened up a lot of possibilities.
As long as you still have Bacon, though, you can ride.
Yeah, you can ride with Bacon. Quickie poll results presented by WCI Pools and Spas. Woo!
I was like, when we have polls that are this decisive. What's your interest level in the WNBA finals between the Mercury and the Aces? None. It says 89%. 9% have just a buzzing modest interest level there, and 2% say their interest level is high.
It is interesting with I mean, among others, Megan Gustafson. I mean, she's a big star at Iowa, National Player of the Year, 2-time All-American, really nice person. People know who she is, but what a difference that is that she's playing for the Aces, and it's not enough to tilt this at all with all these Hawkeye fans that we know are voting.
I won't name any names here, but one of our sponsors was lamenting to me about hoping or being ready for the Indiana Fever to be out of the WNBA playoffs, because as long as the Fever were in, they have to keep showing those games at their bars. Because someone will ask, and they've told everybody, we're going to have all the Indiana Fever games. They said that back when Caitlin Clark was playing, but they got to stick with it until the Indiana Fever are done. They were just like, yeah, man, we got nobody watching these games. Everybody asking us to turn it to something else. But we said at the beginning of the season that we would have all the games on. So if somebody comes in and says, where's the Fever games?
It's a playoffs.
Yeah, it's
so they're
playoffs.
important games.
Can't turn them off then. So anyway, they're happy.
Think about our friends at WOI. They're like,
right.
We got the Fever games.
They had the Golden Goose there for a second.
Slightly on topic, we just got a press release. Iowa women's basketball season has sold out for a third consecutive year.
That's great.
That's the long-term Caitlin Clark effect.
Absolutely.
And now it's other people have taken it and run with it. It's not her anymore. I get that. But you remember, Andy, in the even with good basketball teams, the Iowa Hawkeyes used to play to a mostly empty Carver Hawkeye Arena. And now they're selling out the whole season. That's wild.
Well, Caitlin Clark gave a lot of people a reason, and they got in there, and I think they like the family atmosphere. They certainly like the coaches a lot. Everybody loves Jan Jensen, and she hasn't reinvented the wheel. She's kept being very accessible and personable with people and her players, and people liked what they had going there, so they're coming back.
And there is an underrated aspect to sampling. I know the most frequent thing we hear from people is if once Caitlin's not playing, I don't care anymore. But some people, it changed their viewing habits a little bit. Like last night, when I got home from work, Jenny had fallen asleep with the Fever Aces playoff game on because she started watching those Fever games, all of them. And then she started to like Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston. She got interested in some of the other players. So even as they've been knocked out, she still has an interest in the team. And that's where the halo effect is that they're still seeing. But there is nothing like having Clark out there playing. And they need to get her back as soon as possible.
That's why sampling is so important to businesses. You get somebody in the door and show them a good time once.
Right.
Half your battle is done.
That's going to do it for us today. Thank you for being part of Murph and Andy here on a Wednesday. If you get a chance, we always appreciate it when you like and subscribe. It helps all of us out and the other shows. Be sure to check out Two Guys. That's Chris and Chris coming
live tonight.
Up. That's live tonight. What time we got that, AD?
8 o'clock.
8 p.m. live. So that'll be fun tonight. We are back Friday, and we hope you are too.